In Chapel Hill, they love to say if the good Lord's not a Tar Heel, why did he make the sky Carolina blue? Glad to have you with us. Kenan Stadium in Chapel Thrill and home to the North Carolina Tar Heels. Today, a clash between a couple of ACC rivals in a game that could have big-time implications for the rest of the season. The Tar Heels will get us started with the opening kickoff. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Panthers' return team didn't help matters out much with that one. And here comes this quarterback. This entire offense is built around him. He is the engine of the entire team.
I mean, he's the leader. He's the alpha. Everybody looks towards him. He's been doing it all year long. Everybody believes in this young man. Big opportunity, big stage.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand him the ball.
Really nice play by the defender, being in a good position for that deep ball down the field, not letting the receiver put his big body on him, go up over top. The only thing that could have been better is that they tipped to another defender, and it was an interception, but great coverage by the defender.
Grab behind the line. It's McGooligan. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Pitt will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. First one is away, and boy, did he put in work in that loss last week, kicking it 5 times. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. The Tar Heels offense will try to get something going with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Goes to the option. Got enough for the first. Nice job to keep it himself, find the first down marker, and move the change for this offense. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small game, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
What really made that corner route work was the receiver not telegraphing where he was going. He kept his eyes down the field. So the DB in man coverage didn't know if he was breaking inside, if he was going to continue running straight, maybe going to the post, maybe turning around for a curl. It was the corner route, though, and as a result, they pick up a Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
Quick completion on the out. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit. Yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in 3rd down when you know the ball's going to come out fast, understanding that, breaking on the football, going, making the tackle, and forcing the 4th down.
Now on the option. The pitch. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, North Carolina! And and the PAT makes it 7-0. That drive covered 57 yards for the touchdown, and the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The PITT offense back on the field and ready to roll. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Looking to throw on second down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Bringing it back. He's at the 10. Touchdown, UNC! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he did the pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play, but defense, great job making the interception, and you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
And the returner will be brought down. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. We've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. To the air on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
I'll say this, man, in college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
The Panthers in the hurry-up. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. And they'll knock him down. Just had a solid pickup on first. Now let's see what they've got on second down. He'll just keep slinging it. Pulls it in. And it's on the ground. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Nice heads-up play by the defense to jump on that ball after it got popped out.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
It's such a good sign for your offense when your quarterback is this dialed in early in the game, right? On the RPO, wanted to throw it, nobody open, so he takes off running it himself and gets a big gainer. If I'm the coordinator and play caller, I'm finding more ways to get this guy running the football and keep this defense on their heels.
And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. And the Tar Heels will have it 1st and 10. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. He finds his man. And oh, did they know that one was coming. They'll knock him down in the backfield.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
They'll line up for a second down play.
691, Gators score.
He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, going up top. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Got room on the return. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Never a good time for a turnover, but it always seems a little worse when you're about to knock on the door of the end zone.
No doubt about it. And it's this area of the field, Reese, where your execution really has to be great. Because down in the red zone, the windows to throw into for a quarterback, they're smaller and they close a lot quicker. So you really have to be on the same page as your wide receiver. And that time, the offense and the QB simply were not.
He's looking for an open man on second down. Got the quick pass. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. Pitt pushing the pace. With jet sweep pass. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding,
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line gets set, first down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Finds the tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a third and long from the 27. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Pitt will have to boot this one away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Calls his own number. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Brings up second down.
Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. He'll toss it. And he'll be brought down.
Well, the defense may have been caught off guard a little bit on that play. It was 2nd and long. They weren't expecting the run. So now we've got 3rd and manageable, and they've got to be wondering to themselves, is this offense going to try to run the ball again?
In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this 3rd and short. He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down. Running backs on either side of the quarterback. He hurls one deep down the left side. Pass on the way. It's picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Man, these defenders practice this all week long. It's locating the football with your eyes. Great job being in position, but also, how about getting your head around and locating the ball in the air so you can go up, pick it off with a defense.
Pitt right back to the line.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off cover. But you can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for him.
And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. That's caught. It's McGilligan. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
This Pitt offense has been clicking on this drive. They'll ride the hot hand. And he's brought down after a nice gain. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. But starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Finds his tight end. And he goes down after making the grab. Picks up a few, but still short of the first down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Tackle is made after the first down. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number one, trying to get pressure on him, get him to the ground as a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
He wants to pass it on second down. Going for it all. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
Offensive players know where the ball is going. Defensive players don't. Great job by the DB adjusting to the football, seeing it, playing the wide receiver, and making sure he can't catch the football.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Get it out on the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. Pitt will line up to punt it away. And see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. They'll operate out of split backs. The option look. That's going to be a safety. The offense is back on top of it. This is bad, but it could have been worse. So after taking the safety, they'll line up for a free kick from their own 20.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense set for a first down play. A quick pass to the left. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. And the Panthers will hustle to the line. They'll give it to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. The Panthers will punt this one away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm. Football, try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Now, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Looking left. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And after a good return on the interception.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
They'll try the right side. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on first down.
And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Pitt will have to boot this one away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 20. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
That is how you start a drive. Meet the physical challenge on first down. Rush the quarterback, get the sack on second down, and now put him in a 3rd and long situation. Nice job by this defense.
It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Getting some heat. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
3rd and long situation. They try to go screen. I think they were hoping it was going to be a big zone and they could get those offensive linemen down the field, but the defense sniffed it out, forcing the incompletion.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Grabbed over the middle. It's McGooligan. And they bring him down, but did you see this freshman rifle that thing in there? All the way down at the 33-yard line. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Pitt coming to the line after getting another 1st down. He's going to pass. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And don't get it twisted. A big part of this team's formula for success defensively is getting after the quarterback. In their last game, they had 6 sacks, won the game. They know they've got to be able to get after the QB in this one. Put some pressure on them, and they're already off to a great start.
A strike downfield. Touchdown, Panthers. A great catch and run for 6.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
From inside the 15, here comes a return. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Throws to the wideout. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Here comes the option. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Almost certainly time for just one more play, so why not give it a go on 4th down? He'll pitch it. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They have the lead to start the 3rd quarter, but I'd imagine ball security was a topic at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you take the lead and you try to stay optimistic with your team, but you also say, guys, if we had taken care of the football, this lead would be even bigger, and we might have already knocked them out already, Palmer.
It's just about eliminating the mistakes at this point. You're right. This thing would be over if they hadn't shot themselves in the foot. So ball security, that is at a premium as this game goes on.
Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Tar Heels will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They took it down the field for a touchdown the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to take the lead in this football game.
So they got to be feeling good. They did their part, score. Your defense does your part, Jesse. This offense, keep that momentum. I would say stay aggressive here.
And just keep doing what you were doing in that last drive, right? Well, whatever was working for you, just
trying to get behind the defense. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. They'll try to run for it. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. Pitt will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he's stopped. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. They go to the ground. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep 3rd downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on 1st down.
Trying play action. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Powers forward but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
And how about that alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down?
I think you run that ball right there knowing that I'm going to run it again on fourth down. I'm going to go for it on fourth down. I got another play. Nice job by that defensive line, not getting moved around, making a play. They got to get one more stand right here.
And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And these are the plays you know exactly what you're going to get up front. The offensive line does a great job blocking. Just create a little bit of a hole. Pound through that hole. That running back, they can't tiptoe, they can't dance. Run north-south and get that first down. Nice job.
He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. And the Tar Heels are flying down the field. They want to throw it. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose. After the misfire, now on second down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes the grab. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
And I tell you what, I like this defense's game plan right here. Drop back, make sure I got the sticks covered. If they want to throw it below the sticks, I'm going to come up and tackle you and make sure I get you to fourth down.
No good. Still up by 5 after missing that chance to put a little padding on it, guys. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want...
Throw to the sideline, and it's complete, and they've got a big play. And the Panthers moving quickly to the line. The run from the shotgun. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. It's a draw. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. We'll see if they go back to the run here on 3rd down. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
A lot of quarterbacks have so much confidence that they can fit the ball in tight windows. How about the defensive player right here making an unbelievable interception, forcing the turnover, big play, big momentum swing.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves them in 2nd and manageable.
The number 1 goal as a defense is try to hit the QB as many times as possible. Try to rattle him, try to get him flustered a little bit. Nice job getting there, getting the hit on him, but nice job of executing by the quarterback. Taking the hit, delivering the strike.
Got his man downfield. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. An explosive play takes them right outside the red zone, and they've got it 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Soft spot in the middle. Makes the catch with defenders everywhere, and now the defense backed up with a 1st and goal from the 5. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
Well, this situation on the field, this defense has their hands full because this running back just seems to have a nose for the end zone. Of course, he scored his last time out. He's really good down here close to the goal line finding creases.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. He's got his man. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, the drag routes put in this playbook to fight against man-to-man coverage. So there you see the receiver using his speed, working his way across the field. He gets separation on the DB, trying to trail him, makes the...
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tar Heel. Lining up to add another. When the quarterback runs it, he's got the extra blocker, and I don't even know if he needed it. He just gashed them there.
Yeah, Reese. I mean, this offensive coordinator does a good job scheming ways to get this quarterback out into space with the ball in his hands, and when he's there, he can make people miss, and if he gets into the second level of your defense, that dude is gone.
The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Leaves it with the running back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Slings it. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Well, I like the idea by the offensive play caller here. You're trying to get aggressive. You're trying to find a chunk play, but that time, QB and receiver can't hook up.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Setting up the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Pitt will have to boot this one away. Slips through the line. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
To the ground with the back. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. There were serious revolutions on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete. The Tar Heels will try to pin them back with the punt. And the punt team gets down there and touches it dead. That's where they'll put it in play. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
keeping it on the ground with the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Pitt pushing the pace. To the ground to try to move the chains. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it quickly to the tight end. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up at this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance.
He's got it inside the 25. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
On the run from inside his own 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Fires to the big fella. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Love the play call offensively because you've got the lead. The defense expects you to run the ball. You just did it the previous play, so there you dial up play action, set up an easy throw, and you keep the clock ticking.
And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. And the Tar Heels line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Just needs a crack to get a return. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They put it in the end zone the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to really take control of this game.
You can feel the momentum shifting. If they were able to take the football here, drive it down the field, and score again, David, they would have all of that momentum on their side.
And there's nothing about momentum that you can quantify. Like, I don't understand it, but once it gets going in one direction, a lot of times it's so hard to swing it back the other direction. The momentum is real, and they got it.
And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Pitt right back to the line. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. The play-action fake. Throws for the tight end. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bitonio. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. And how about this tight end finding that soft spot after the play-action froze him?
It's tough to do sometimes for these tight ends to kind of find zone defense and find the areas they need to work and make sure that they've got that communication with the QB. But these two right now are on the same page.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. After the flag, 1st and 15 for this offense. The give out of the gun. Relying on that running game as they threaten to pick up a 4 down to the 13. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. From the gun, the running back has it. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Never a doubt.
And that's massive. All the pressure on your defense now. You've made the field goal. You've got to get the ball back. You need one more kick. That's what you need. And so the defense has to be ready to take the field right now, play with intensity, play with energy, and get it back to the offense quickly.
And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off.
He's off to the races. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Trying to find his man on 1st down. Using the quick game. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the 1st down. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a 1-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. They can move that thing 1 yard here. That'll probably wrap this baby up. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Tar Heels will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. On the option, just a solid stop by this sophomore. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. Now the pitch. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Here comes a 3rd down situation, and the defense has had no answer so far. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Finds his man. It's Stevenson. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
That play is going to drive the head coach absolutely crazy. You've got the lead. Why are you going out of bounds? Just get down, lead the clock. The clock right now is your friend.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
They needed only 1 yard. Good job by the offensive line, getting just enough push to keep this drive alive.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end, you need the clutch plays.